Divine ones, how are you guys? It is raining today where I am. Absolutely beautiful, calming, relaxing. This is one of the natural frequencies that I thoroughly enjoy. Let's talk about frequencies real quick. I, since I have been working a little bit more diligently on one of the things on my healing list, I've got back into my listening to my healing frequencies, and so my favorite one is frequency 528. And I mean, just the way it sounds is just so relaxing, especially when I put my headphones on. And these are really nice headphones I got from another employer of mine, by the way. They're corded, so they're not wireless, but the sound is so nice. Like, it's like, you know, makes you feel like you're at the movie theater. So I started getting back into my frequencies, and it's helping a lot. My mood is pretty good today. I did listen to one last night. It was a different one. It wasn't the 528, but it was a different one. And I feel like that was helpful because, like I said, 121, as I'm saying this, my mood does go back and forth from day to day because of the things that I'm specifically tackling. One in particular on my list, but there's something that I'm battling also that goes hand in hand with the wound that I put on my list. And I redid my list. I made a whole new one a couple of months ago, so I'm currently presently working on one in particular that resurfaced because of something else that I am battling. But, you know, what I'm battling is healing, right? So I'm not surprised that it triggered another wound that I'm now facing and dealing with as well. But I'm working through it. It's one day at a time. You know, we're going to have some good days. We're going to have some bad days. It's going to go back and forth. 22 as I'm saying this. So, you know, be patient with yourself. And like I said, you know, definitely make sure that you're not being too hard on yourself. Don't do that. You know, I'm not in the business of telling people what to not do. But that's one thing I would advise you not to do, is to be hard on yourself, because you're just going to make the process more difficult, and you know, you're just going to add more stress and anxiety to your case while you're trying to heal. And you know, life does that enough for us. You know, the people that are not supportive that are around us, I don't have that issue anymore because I made sure to remove those people out of my life that were not supportive of me. And I don't regret it, not one bit. There's not a day that goes by that I'm like, oh, I miss this person or these people. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I'm happy. You know, I have peace. My phone is quiet. You know, I don't have any nonsense I'm reading from a text that somebody sent or a voicemail that they left. I don't have any of that. 331 as I'm saying this, because I cut the head off the snake, and it is no longer an issue. All right. And like I said, keeping yourself in situations or people around you, just it jeopardizes your whole healing process and delays it. And you know, I'm trying to get better. I'm tired of dealing with specific wounds, and it's time to close them. It's time to close them. This is just me personally speaking on what I'm dealing with. It's time to close them. I'm tired of dealing with them. 411 as I'm saying it, because I'm ready to move forward and be the person that God needs me to be, so that I can step fully into my purpose and do what I came here to do. You know, this lifetime I'm not playing around. Just not. But I hope you all are well, and if you are not, that you are taking the necessary steps to get in a better place when it comes to your healing journey. 433 as I'm saying this. It's Friday. So for those of you that work a Monday through Friday like myself, we got the weekend coming up, and if not, you work weekends. I hope that you are safe out there commuting to your jobs if you have to commute, or if not, and you're working from home, that you have a good weekend and it doesn't take up too much of your weekend time. and that you still can enjoy your weekend with your loved ones. But most importantly, yourself. And you are providing yourself with some serious care that you need in whatever aspect of your life that may be. 515 as I'm saying this. But today I want to talk about soul contract chart, and I want to talk about the birth chart too. And I want to talk about these charts in particular because they will help guide you toward your purpose and help and aid you in what your purpose is and why you're here and why you are the way you are, and why you think the way you think, and your personality, and what you came here to do, and specific lessons you're learning, and why you're stuck on a certain lesson or specific lessons and you're repeating them over and over. These charts will assist you in that. So I wanted to talk about these in particular to assist those of you that don't know what your purpose is. These will assist you in helping you to find out what your purpose is. So I deem these charts to be of high importance in regard to that. So that's why I want to talk about them. So we're going to talk about the soul contract chart first. I did talk about the meaning of it a little while ago, but we're going to talk about it again, and then its purpose. This is my third time recording because my phone decided it wanted to run out of storage, so I've cleared up some storage, so hopefully we can get through this one. The first video was 20 minutes, and then this one, 644 as I'm saying that, and the second one was like 8 minutes and some change. So I'm hoping we can get through it so you guys can get the message, okay? Phone is being a hater today. All right, guys, so soul contract chart. The soul contract chart is a spiritual numerology tool based on the belief that your soul made an agreement before birth to experience specific lessons, challenges, and relationships. A practitioner can translate the phonetic sounds of your birth name into specific frequencies, which are then mapped into a Star of David grid to reveal your life's purpose. The chart divides your soul's path into 4 key areas. Okay, karma is the first area. The energetic challenges, patterns, and lessons you come to clear or overcome in this lifetime. That's going to be the karma key area. All right, let's talk about talents, the second key area. The innate skills, strengths, and tools you have to help you fulfill your goals. All right, let's talk about goals as the third key area. What your soul is ultimately striving to achieve on a physical, everyday, and spiritual level. All right, let's talk about the fourth key area, which is the soul destiny. Your core essence or true spiritual path located at the center of the chart. By converting the vibrations of names into numbers, often tied to a system of 22 Hebrew frequencies, the chart is designed to explain why you face certain recurring struggles and how you can lean into your strengths to find spiritual alignment. All right, so that is the soul contract chart. All right, and that one is recommending that you do consult with a practitioner to get yours, to obtain it, and to break it down. I don't know much about them, so I don't know if it's something that you can break down and obtain on your own. But I know the birth chart you definitely can, and you can break it down on your own if you're willing to do that. Because I personally accessed my own birth chart through one of the free birth chart websites, and I started breaking it down on my own. So, and I did that using books that I purchased over the years, 9 through 3 as I'm saying it, and then I also used Google. Okay, so let's talk about the birth chart now. All right, also known as a natal chart, is a personalized map showing the exact positions of the planets in the constellations in the sky at the precise moment and location of your birth. In astrology, it serves as a cosmic blueprint to decode personality traits, hidden desires, and life paths. To generate a birth chart, you need 3 specific pieces of data: your date of birth, which includes the month, day, and year you were born, 101 as I'm saying that, the exact time of your birth, which can be found on your birth certificate, and it determines your rising sign and the structure of your chart. If you don't know your birth time, the standard industry practice is to use 12 o'clock p.m. Setting your chart for 12 o'clock p.m. ensures your moon sign is off by no more than 6 degrees of movement, providing a highly usable chart for planetary alignments and general personality traits. Okay? You will also need your location of birth. That will be the city, state, and country. If you don't know your exact birth town, which is your city, you can use the location of the hospital where you were born. All right, and if you don't know the hospital where you were born, 112 as I'm saying this, you can use the closest major city to your birth site. And if you don't know any of that, then you can use your current living location as an alternative. 111 as I said that. Okay, let's talk about the core components of the birth chart. The chart is traditionally visualized as a wheel separated into 3 main layers. And those 3 main layers are the zodiac signs, the planets, and the astrological houses. Let's talk about the zodiac signs. The 12 constellations of the zodiac, from Aries to Pisces, that form the background of the chart. The planets. Each planet represents a specific energy or behavioral drive. For example, Mars is about action, whereas Mercury is about communication. 122 as I'm saying this. The astrological houses. The chart is sliced into 12 different sections called houses. 123 as I'm saying that. Each house represents a specific area of your life, such as career, relationships, or home. Let's talk about the 3 majors in regard to the birth chart. When exploring a birth chart, people generally start with these foundational placements. 125 as I'm saying this. The sun sign. Your core identity, ego, and life purpose. This is the sign people typically refer to when reading daily horoscopes. 131, 311, 113 as I'm saying this. So let's look at the moon sign. Your inner emotional world, your subconscious needs, and how you process feelings. That's what your moon sign represents. The sun sign or ascendant. The sign that was on the eastern horizon at the moment of your birth. And it represents your outward demeanor, first impressions, and how others perceive you. So that's your rising sign. Okay? So how you can get a copy of your free birth chart, I personally got mine on astroseek.com. I really like that site. There may be others that are really good, but I thought it was pretty simple to use and to input my information to obtain my free birth chart. But I use AstroSeek. That is spelled ASTRO-SEEK.com. Okay? So that's actually a free website that you can use. 141 as I said that. And I like this one. There's another one I use too, but I don't remember what it is. And I don't have my notebook where I broke down my chart with me. But there's a lot of free resources where you can pull up your birth chart. So, but all of these I don't think are free, but I know that one is, and that's one that I personally used that I liked. 144 as I said that. So there's CoStar Natal Chart. That is spelled CoStarNatal chart. All right. And then Chani, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That is spelled Chani. All right. And then there's Astro Cafe, and that is spelled Astrocafe. And there's Moira, that is spelled Moyra. And then there's Yodha, if I'm not butchering that word. That is Yodha. So these are a few. There's a lot of free resources and then just a lot of resources in general out there where you can access your birth chart. Some resources are not going to be free, but some are, and I just personally wanted to use the one that was free because I felt that I was going to 155, as I said, that 455 as well, and 554. I was able to figure out how to use the site and how to break down my chart. I learned how to do that too, based on the houses. I do have a couple of books at home that assisted me in breaking down my chart. So 161, as I said that. So that is how I was able to do this. But I found it very interesting. A little bit I did break down. I just broke down, I think, 2 houses. I mean, and they were right on point. 633 as I'm saying this. So, in short, if you guys want to learn your purpose and who you are on a soul level, why you're here, why you are the way you are, and why things are the way they are, or why things have been the way they are, to assist you with that, you can use your birth chart and your soul contract chart. Okay, guys? So I hope that you all found this information useful and that you were able to take something away from what I said today to help you along your healing journey, as finding out what our purposes are is healing in itself. 171, as I said, that just learning who we are, finding out who we are on a soul level, it's nothing like it, and there's nothing in this life that can provide us with the satisfaction and nourishment on a soul level that finding out what our purpose is in this life, why we're truly here, can provide. There's nothing that can match that, just period. So I hope you guys make a decision to look into at least the birth chart and using that as a guide to learn more about yourself, and just getting into some meditative practices, 181 as I'm saying this, that will help lead you to who you are. That is so important, learning who we are so that we can grab our abundance and truly be happy, truly have peace, and live a life that you can be proud of, live a life that you can be proud of, and finally come away from just existing and surviving in a wheel that just goes around and around and around, offering no real results. 191 that can give you what you need, that can really give the soul what it needs. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. For those of you that don't have to work, and for those of you that do, I still hope you have a good weekend, and that you are taking care of yourselves, that you are showing yourselves love, that you're being patient with yourselves, you're not being hard on yourselves. Life is hard enough. It's not going to help if we're going to be hard on ourselves, and then trying to heal. That's not going to be helpful. We got to be patient. with this whole process. I always say that. But if no one told you that you are needed today, let me be the first. If no one told you that you are just a precious gift from God, let me be the one to tell you, you are a gift all on your own. 202, as I said that. You don't need anybody to tell you that you're amazing, that you are loved, you know, that you are, that your existence is, it has purpose, it has meaning. You know, learn to know that on your own without somebody else telling you that. You don't need people to tell you that. But just in case you need to hear it, you know, your existence is necessary. And if nobody told you, I am grateful for your existence on this planet, because I know that you all will learn what your purposes are, and that so that you can live a life full of peace and sunshine and beautiful days as you come out of the storms that you're currently dealing with. You're looking at somebody that has 131, as I said, that you're looking at somebody that has had a residence in hell all of her life, and it may not seem like it. I may make it look like I've had like this cupcake life. No, all of my wounds are internal, and I have been through so much to a point where most people wouldn't even want to be here anymore. But I'm still pressing forward. And now that I have purpose and I learned what my purpose is, life has so much more meaning, you know, and through those challenging moments and those hard times, it's a little bit simpler to press forward because of the purpose that I found. 222, as I've said that. 122, as I've said that. So, you know, you have people that will say, oh, you'll be fine. You know, you can do it. It's like, yeah, but how? And I don't even know who I am on a soul level. How am I going to do this? And what I'm doing is not working. And I've created a hell for myself. How am I going to make it? You know, I don't see any way out. I don't even see a way forward. I don't even want to wake up. I didn't want to wake up today. You know, there are many that feel this way. And even for those that do or are learning what their purpose is, they're like, well, I don't even know how to get to that point. But one day at a time, ask for guidance. Always lean on, you know, the true source to get you where you want to go. But, you know, we have to make sure that we're doing our healing work too. And that is very, very difficult. Healing is very difficult because people say, oh, you need to go heal. You need to go do this. It's like, well, where do you even start? You know, 232, as I'm saying this, well, we start by gaining awareness, seeing what is wrong, all the things, not some things. Seeing all the things that are wrong, we make our list and we start tackling them one by one so that we can close these wounds so that the enemy won't have anything to work off of to keep us bound to misery and trapped in that hell that was laid out for some of us against our will, against our wishes, you know. But take it from me, you know, one day at a time. You know, when I wake up, I don't know what it's going to be. But I know one thing I have in my mind is I'm going to keep going. 242. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep working toward my goals. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to allow the enemy to exist in my energy forever because I've decided to do something that I had no business doing. All because I didn't see purpose. When you have purpose, you have purpose. You just need guidance on how to figure out what it is. Okay, and let source guide you. Let God guide you on what it is. And as you become more quiet You can develop some meditative practices like I recommended you guys before. I've started getting back into my healing frequencies. My favorite one is 528. That's just what my soul loves. That is my favorite frequency out of them all. I don't think I've listened to all of them, so I can't say out of them all, but thus far, that's my favorite. 515 is I'm saying this, but develop some practices that can help you. If there's someone you can trust, talk to them. 525 is I'm saying this. So, don't isolate yourself. But if you know that you need to go into isolation in order to do whatever it is that you need to do so that you can get quiet and cut out the distractions, do that. And that is a wonderful place to start too. Along with pinpointing what you see that is wrong, what you see that you don't like, what you see that you can no longer deal with anymore. You cannot go another year with whatever it is. Get you one of these. Get your notebook. It's one of my favorites. It says, never stop chasing your dreams. I know it probably looks backwards to you guys, but that's what it says. I got this at CVS too. 611 as I'm saying that. I think it was pretty expensive too, but I liked it. I got it. So, and I utilize it. I write everything in here. Like I said, it has like the perforated side so you can like tear out the pages and then I can organize them. So I'm going to organize some stuff. I'm going to get some stuff organized today. I just bought a printer, so I'm going to be printing out some things and putting some stuff together. I'm going to get organized. So I'm looking forward to doing that this weekend so that I can keep working toward my goals and accomplish, pull those dreams out of the sky. I do not want to pass away with them in the sky. I'm pulling my dreams out of the sky and I'm going to make them a reality. And that's just a decision that I made. 656. But it's a little bit simpler, like I said, because I do know what my purpose is and I'm learning more and more about what it is and what I can add to it. 707, that will enrich it. And, that's just been nourishing for my soul. Just even making plans, to do the things that, I'm working on doing that I know will not only feed my soul, but possibly feed other soul. 728 as I'm saying this. So, one day at a time, guys. But, you are needed, divine beings. You are needed. If you so choose to fulfill your contract in this lifetime, we need you. I can't do it alone, so let's work together as a collective and let's get some things done. Let's step into our purposes so that we can elevate alongside one another and raise the consciousness and awareness of the masses. That's what we came here to do. I know that's what I came here to do. So you make your list and you write down the things you know that is wrong, and then you focus on one. Don't beat yourself up about any mistakes, any regrets. Don't do that because, that's easy to do. Don't be so hard on yourself. Love yourself. Learn how to love yourself. I understand that some of you may not have been loved coming up. I wasn't either. I was told I was loved, but I honestly, truly wasn't loved because the action said differently. The action said differently. It doesn't mean that you're unable to be loved because you can love yourself. You can learn to love yourself, but you have to learn yourself first before someone else can love you. So, that is another mistake I made in my past, but I'm not beating myself up about it because I didn't know then what I know now. And, that's another thing. If you know differently, you know better now, don't beat yourself up about what you didn't know then because you did the best that you could at that time, just like you're doing the best that you can now, because we're constantly learning, we're constantly gaining the wisdom as we are passing our lessons and learning our lessons and passing our tests. So love, peace, and grace, guys. Have a beautiful weekend, beautiful rest of your Friday. Love on yourself. Indulge in some self-care, even if it's just one simple thing, something small, maybe because, finances are tight and you can't afford to do what you really want to do. Do something that, is free, 939, as I said that. Do something for yourself today. I'm going to come back Monday and I'm going to ask, What did you do for yourself? But you all take care, okay? All right.